You want to be hardcore, you want to be extreme. Well, if you're like the Sandman, then you're listening to the podcast Drunk Wrestling History, dudes. And please be drunk when you hear it.
We've got Bush.
I like to fuck. Do you like to fuck?
It's just money shots, chairs all over Barrett.
Those guys with bang busts think they're a big deal. My dick is small.
What's up, Drunk Marks and Drunk Marquettes? Welcome to Ringside Refills, where you're never cut off from drunk wrestling history. I'm your designated host, Adam, and they are the Drunk Wrestling Historians.
This is Eddie. I intend to get properly fucked up if no one disagrees.
And this is Scott. For those about to drink, we salute you.
Welcome, everyone, to our episode. This episode is now in session after quite a bit of ordeals, but you don't need to know about that because, I mean, you should be used to it by now. What's a Drunk Wrestling History episode without shenanigans?
Right.
Yeah, it's barely in session. We spent the last 20 minutes dealing with issues as usual, like we always do.
Shocker.
I know, imagine that. Yeah.
And this is without the factors of Scott watching the Yankees game, me watching the Niners game on Thursday Night Football, and Eddie trying to get through this so he can watch the Sharks opener.
The sacrifices we make for these listeners that don't buy fucking shirts.
I know, right? All the work we put into this tonight, I don't think we sold. Well, Adam bought like 10 shirts or something.
Damn.
Yeah, or 9 shirts. What did you do with those? You took them to AEW?
No, I took him to SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown. Oh, in Sacramento, right?
Yeah. I left some bundled up behind the pipe in a urinal, and there was one of the merchandise lines. I had one in hand, leaned over the rail like I was trying to get like I was trying to see what was on sale, and then just left the shirt there. Hopefully someone grabbed it. And then there was a very nice couple from Washington, D.C. That saw me wearing my Drunk Wrestling History t-shirt. They said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And I gave them the other shirt that I had a nice chat, and went about our ways. So if you are that couple from Washington, D.C., you're very welcome, and hope you had a great night.
Adam's making sure the Drunk Wrestling History crew has Spearmint Rhino money in Vegas at WrestleMania.
You better.
That'll be the Spearmint Rhino uniform.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, that'd be our first, no, not your first strip club trip at WrestleMania in a while, but mine. I haven't been to a strip club at WrestleMania since, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I'm about 6 months removed.
Yeah, I haven't been to a strip club in general in a long-ass time. Well,
Sad.
except that night like a year ago, I took you guys into that strip club in the city, and I thought I made it clear it was a strip club, and we got in there, and everybody was, like, shocked, and I was like, what? I told you it was a strip club. And it was just, like, slam a Corona and get out, you know? Because I'd already ordered a beer when you guys started, like, pointing out you didn't want to go to a strip club, and I was like, well, okay.
I mean, we still drank.
Said that.
But they were like the worst espresso martinis in the history of espresso martinis. It was like Hershey's chocolate milk with a fucking
martini in a fucking strip club. That's why.
Well, you know, that was the theme of the evening. It was all espresso martinis. I didn't want to change it up.
Yeah, the theme was supposed to be cheap beer and naked chicks.
I should have gotten a slippery nipple.
I shouldn't have to teach
Damn
you
it.
this at this point. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into the show,
Anyways.
Adam. I see you over there. You look like you're flipping through your notes or something, and you look like an 8-bit fucking video game with the connection on here.
Wow, it's that bad for you, huh?
I'm losing your audio a lot, and Adam is just very, very. Adam sounds fine. His sound is fine, but his video is very stuttery.
That is so
But I'm losing your audio
lagging.
a lot. Yeah.
God damn it.
It is what it is. I generally can predict what you're going to say anyway, so I can probably work through this fine.
I try to keep it AI. Yeah.
No idea what
Exactly
you said.
what those. That's exactly what those protests were for a year plus ago. Anyways, for this week's episode, we are covering a matchup featuring Hulk Hogan. As always, because we're always covering Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan this, Hulk Hogan that. But this is a match unlike any we've covered featuring Hulk Hogan on Drunk Wrestling History. This takes place in the Courtroom. Hulk Hogan taking on Nick Denton, or, in other words, dealing with Hulkster's 7 Minutes in Heaven being dealt with. Hulk Hogan versus Gawker.
It's actually Florida Man versus Gawker.
Florida Man versus Gawker? I like
Because
that.
with the shit... Because
Florida Man brother versus Gawker.
Yeah, he's always got something weird going on. He's fucking rescuing someone from a car crash wearing a Hogan shirt. He's showing up because his kid's getting arrested wearing a Hogan shirt. He's got the porn star out there fucking mouthing off. Like, it's just the most white trash fucking shit ever.
It's a white trash party.
Yeah, and like that's the whole Florida Man joke, which was started by The Onion, for people who don't know. But it's just Hogan's a mess. It's always something with this fucking guy. But this was one of the biggest ones, and it was just like, when this story came out, it was just like, I think we were all just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. But again, this was before all of the bullshit started with him. So it was a little more shocking back in this happened in 2013? The story broke?
Yeah, it was 2013. It might have been 2012. And then it really went crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the beginning of the bullshit.
Yes, exactly. So this was kind of shocking when if this happened now, it'd be like, oh, Hogan, being a Florida man, but back in 2012 when this shit broke, it was like, oh, fuck, dude. Hogan's getting crazy.
Yeah, it was like, you know what? Actually, I'd say the beginning of the Hogan bullshit was when his kid fucking crashed a car and fucked up his friend.
Yeah.
And then Hogan's like on that tape, he's talking to him in jail and he's speaking in Carney. He's talking about like double blue jay, brother.
Yeah.
And all this shit. And he's like kind of blaming the other kid.
Right.
He's like, well, he must have had something in his life that made this happen to him. And it was like, God damn, dude, the kid's brain is broken.
Yeah.
And you're over here. I get you're trying to make your kid feel better, but fuck, dude, you're blaming the kid who's almost dead.
Right. Right. Fucking schmuck.
That was sort of like, and this is on the back end of 30 years of lies. But the lies were always funny, so you didn't really think too much of it. And then it was like, that was when you really saw like the douchebaggery of Hogan.
Right.
I think that's the earliest I can remember where I'm like, oh damn, nobody really cared when he lied about the Foreman grill. But,
right.
But when he was doing that shit, and then like
because
5 years
that
later,
had
this
no
comes
circumstances to it. Yeah.
it didn't really matter. You know what I mean? It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But then it was like, okay, it was like, there was, back then it was just Hogan being Hogan. It's funny, we'll all have a good laugh when he says he almost played bass for Metallica and the Stones, which he said later, but yeah, this is when it really, this ended up getting him fucking unemployed for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it wasn't too long after this that, the audio came out of him dropping the N-word. And then WWE shit canned him. So yeah, it all kind of, you're right. Once this hit, it all kind of snowballed from here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was sort of like over a year or however long it was, you were sort of watching that snowball get bigger. Too,
exactly. Yep.
So it all goes back to, for people who've been only watching wrestling for so long or just don't remember or whatever, or didn't pay attention to, what was going on. Hogan was best friends with Bubba the Love Sponge. Bubba the Love Sponge was a shock jock. I think he started like in the Midwest somewhere and he made his way to Florida. And he did like a wacky fucking show. He was like shitty. To me, he was like a Howard Stern clone.
Right.
Which he ended up working for Howard later. When Howard went to Sirius and got his own channel, he hired Bubba because Bubba had been thrown off the air at that point. He'd been in trouble for different shit. One time he claimed he was killing a pig on the air. That was like one of the first things that got him kind of any sort of like notoriety, you know. I'm adjusting my webcam because Zoom is, like you said, it's literal Zoom. Like I take up the whole fucking. Oh, I guess nobody's gonna see this anyway.
Nobody's gonna see this
YouTube,
anyway.
So
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. So they're not gonna see your dick.
Then.
Yeah.
Have your manscaped balls out.
So he Bubba got fired from his radio show for he said a bunch of dirty shit to a 13-year-old on the air.
Oh, what a guy!
Just like sexual shit to like a kid, you know. And it's him being trying to be outrageous, but it was just, you know, I don't know, dumb and just, you know. And Howard did a lot of outrageous shit, but Bubba was just kind of like, I don't know. I never really liked his show that much until later on when he sort of calmed down, because he's kind of a funny dude, but he would just try to be too outrageous. The one thing I will give him credit for, though, is he did discover Asa Akira. So,
oh, okay.
Bubba the Love Sponge, we speak your name. You know what I mean?
Everybody gets something.
Yeah, that was his gift to us.
Right.
So Hogan used to go on Bubba's show all the time, and he sort of became part of Bubba became part of Hogan's crew. Like they became buddies, and he was a regular on the show. And it was Hogan, Knobbs, Jimmy Hart, and Bubba. Those were like the four fucking Tampa guys. And Hogan was Bubba's best man at his wedding.
The Florida Horseman.
And the Florida. Well done, lad. That was brilliant. Oh my God, dude, we need to make a fucking T-shirt of that. Nobody steal that. If anybody steals that, I'm trademarking it right now. I'm getting Jericho's lawyer on the phone. He knows about trademark law.
Yeah, Florida is spelled Flourida. Florida Horseman.
Oh my God, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna design this graphic.
I love it.
So somehow Bubba decides that. Well, I mean, I know how. Bubba decides it would be a good idea if Hogan bangs his wife, which I think this is before they were married. I think they got married the year after, so it'd be his fiance. And he pitches it to Hogan like, dude, she always wanted to fucking, you know, she always wanted to bang Hogan. And, you know, she fucking always fantasized about banging you. And now she has the chance. Just fucking do it, brother. You know, give her the big Hulkster McGillicuddy. We got Ned here, the Bubba Army. Knobbs is going to stop by.
He's cutting a promo.
We're going to be shocking the puss later on. Which was one of his stupid games that he did on the show. He shocked the puss with
Oh
the
my
dog
gosh.
collar.
Great.
So, of course, Hogan does it. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, that sounds lovely. So, yes, like I said, Bubba got married in 2007. The fucking happened in 2006. And Hogan just thinks that's the end of it. Cool, I got to bang Bubba's wife. Which Bubba's wife, we've talked about her on the show before, was fucking smoking hot. She's
Right.
way out of Bubba's fucking league.
Right.
You know, it's that classic he would never get her if he wasn't famous type thing.
Exactly.
He was barely famous at that point, to be honest. I'm not even sure he had a job when they got together.
Yeah, he outkicked his coverage
you know,
on that
maybe
one for
not.
sure.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're like at least 3 years past Mr. America by this point, and still a few years away from his Impact Wrestling presence. So,
Yeah, you're
there's
kind of
a
in
lot
between.
going on.
Yeah, exactly. This is going on in that kind of fucking weird period where he hadn't been in WWE for a while. Well, he'd been in WWE.
SummerSlam.
He wrestled Shawn in 2005.
Right.
So, yeah, this was in that period there because he didn't come back after SummerSlam.
Right.
He was pissed about the payday. And I'm sure Shawn's behavior in the match didn't help.
That did not help, yeah.
Yeah, right. I got to go out there and be disrespected for this kind of money, brother.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is Bubba had a hidden camera in the room where Hogan fucked her. I'm not sure which room it was. And at the beginning, we end up getting the tape later on. You know, that's kind of the gist of the story. And at the beginning of the tape, you can hear him telling, like, Hogan, yeah, do your thing. I'll be over here in my office, you know. If you need anything.
If you need anything.
Tube of lube, brother.
Little pat on the ass. Little tickle of the sack. Little thumb in the butthole. Whatever you need, brother. I'm here for you.
Some motivation, yeah.
Right.
And at
I'm
the end of the
picturing
video,
John C. Reilly from Talladega Nights just being like, sitting there, hey, all right. Here, let me hold your hair.
Yeah.
Like, he's there for support.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, God. Let me hold
All
the
right.
wallet. I heard a dude yesterday call a mullet a mouillet, which was great. But I was like juicy smoyet. At the end of the video, when Hogan leaves the room, Bubba comes in the room when Hogan leaves, and you hear him say to Heather, "If we ever want to retire, there's our ticket." You know, and it's like, fuck, dude, this guy set this up. It was very clear from the, you know, like, it wasn't about Heather wanting to fuck Hogan. It was about Bubba trying to get a Hogan sex tape.
Yeah.
'Cause this is like the era of sex tapes, when sex tapes were big, because the Paris Hilton one had blown up.
Yep.
I don't know if the Kim Kardashian one had been out. A Mini-Me's was out.
But those
which
weren't
we'll bring
hidden
that up
cameras.
later.
Like, he took the Rob Lowe script and, like, made it 10 times better.
Rob Lowe script.
Yeah, remember Rob Lowe was hiding cameras banging chicks back in the day. And he got in
Is that
trouble
true?
for that shit. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was hiding cameras
yeah,
and
you're
banging
right.
chicks. He wasn't selling the videos. He was using them for his own
Right.
whatever. But yeah, dude, he pulled that shit way back in, like, I think like the 80s and 90s and got busted for that shit.
Oh, I never knew that. Okay, so yeah, this would be more like that than it would be the actual sex tapes where someone puts a, you know, sets a camera up on a tripod or is holding it.
Right.
You know, yeah, this was like Hogan didn't know about this shit. So Bubba, being the genius he is, he burned it onto a DVD and he wrote Hogan on it, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I'm sure it's full of his
he
greatest
did-
matches.
Yeah, and I think he left it in like a desk drawer or something. You
Yeah.
know, like he put it in a place that was conspicuous. Like someone might be like, "Oh, what's this DVD that says Hogan?" And
Right.
play the fucking thing. Like he could have put it in any DVD case on his shelf with his DVD collection, and nobody would have ever. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna go open
And
up Throw Mama
Hogan's
from
on
the
top.
Train.
What a finish by Hogan.
Yeah, or he could have put it in like the Best of the Miz box or something like that.
Right. Nobody's going to watch that. Mm-hmm. They should have gotten Mean Gene to do commentary during it.
Yeah, Mean Gene and Lord Alfred Hayes. Hayes would have been great.
He's putting over Hogan's
Look
dick
at
the whole
Hulk
time.
Hogan's Python.
I mean, the way Hayes was gushing over Susan. Imagine if he saw a naked Heather.
Oh my gosh, dude.
His fucking head would explode. So then it turns into suddenly someone shopping this fucking sex tape around, like calling people up. Steve Hirsch of Vivid someone tried to sell it to him. He didn't want to have anything to do with it, but he told TMZ about it. Later on, he said he saw a clip of it like before any of this shit broke, you know?
Yeah.
Like way early on. So like they were trying to sell it to people and nobody was fucking buying. And, you know, people just didn't really, I don't really know. It's unclear why. You'd think somebody would want it.
And then
But,
I think also around this time, this is Hogan Knows Best. I think just in the context of that show, he's just very open about his sex life. That's kind of an important detail to note.
Yes.
But he's just open about it. They're not showing anything on that show, but
Yeah, there's no dick going in.
yeah.
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 Right. Yet.
Yeah. This is basic cable, not premium cable.
Right.
Or Skinamax. But we'll circle back to that.
Yes. Yeah, it's not Candace Michelle's channel.
Adam's so embarrassed now.
Fantastic
we
channel.
kid because we love. Yeah. Oh yeah, Skinamax was the fucking best channel. Yeah, it was awesome. So Gawker ends up getting an email. So Gawker was like a website that did a lot of celebrity type shit. They remember when the video came out of the mayor of Toronto smoking crack?
Yes.
That was Gawker.
Rob
that had
Ford.
That.
Damn.
Rob Ford, yeah,
call,
yeah,
yep.
yeah, the crackhead mayor, yeah. And they were the ones who put a big spotlight on Bill Cosby when all the shit he was up to kind of came out. You know, like it kind of had been out there, but Gawker sort of brought it to Gawker and Hannibal Buress kind of made it a thing. And then they posted some insane Tom Cruise Scientology video. So that was sort of their thing. They were a news site, but they really leaned into that type of stuff. And they claimed that their whole thing was exposing people's bullshit. But, like, they weren't fucking Wikipedia. They were selling ads on that website. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They kind of act like the fucking, like they're Robin Hood or some shit. No, they were trying to make money just like everybody else, and they found their niche, which is fine. You know, good for them. But that was kind of the deal with Gawker. So Gawker was exactly, I don't know why it took so long for someone to try to sell it to Gawker, you know? Gawker made perfect fucking sense. So Gawker gets it, they post it, and Hogan immediately sends a cease and desist. And he was like, I'm not threatening you with a lawsuit, or, through his lawyer. We're not threatening you with a lawsuit. We just want to take him down. And Gawker's like, fuck you. We bought this. This is ours now. We can do whatever we want with it. So Hogan immediately sues Bubba. And Bubba never even like tried to talk his way out of it that I remember, right? He wasn't like, oh man, it was stolen out of my house, like the Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson sex tape.
Right. He
was just like, he was just kind of like, yeah, I totally recorded this, which is obvious from watching it. And, I'm not saying I did sell it to anybody, but I'm not really blaming it on anyone else,
Wow.
Like he sort of just, as far as I can remember, and when I was doing my research, I didn't see anything about him like, oh, fuck, no, And he ended up apologizing to to Hogan later.
Okay.
So, I guess he could apologize for taping it in the first place, but as far as I know, he didn't really try to fucking turn it into a thing and blame the fucking cleaning lady or something like that.
Is he still married to that chick?
No, they've been divorced for a while.
Oh, they have. Okay, so he didn't try to blame her either. Like, yeah, she took it and shopped it, and I had no idea, and like,
nothing like that.
Wow. No, okay.
No. So Bubba publicly apologized, and they settled out of court. I think it was for like a really small amount, like $5,000 or something, like nothing.
Okay.
But so Gawker's like, we're not taking it down. It's newsworthy, and that makes it legal. It doesn't matter how we got it. It doesn't matter how it was created. It's newsworthy because you're a celebrity, so it stays up.
And Nick Denton his main argument is that this is a First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a First Amendment case, right? It's a freedom of the press situation where like this is newsworthy. We're allowed to report it. They didn't go record. They didn't go set the camera up. They just got footage given to them, so they're allowed to report it. And then Hogan goes. So during this time, right? So now they're threatening them. Legal case is about to fucking come up. Hogan is a douchebag, so he goes on Howard's show and he's joking about it. And it's kind of like, if you're going to go on that show, I guess you kind of got to joke about it, but just stay off the fucking show. You know what I mean?
Right.
'Cause he didn't have to go on there. I don't think he was promoting anything, So he just goes, I think he went there to talk about that. And it's like, it turned into, he's in there, they're talking about Marianne from Brooklyn giving him a blowjob, and he's laughing about it. And the best part of the whole interview was a caller asked him who gave the best blowjob, his ex-wife, Bubba's ex-wife, or Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Oh, dude. Clearly it was
Hogan
Brutus.
Yeah, right. But then he's also following it up with this is fucked up, and it messed my whole world up, and it's a whole big thing. And then at the end of the interview, they had a recording of Leon Spinks call him and mumble, which was great. Hogan files an injunction on copyright infringement grounds. The judge shut it down, saying that the copyright aspect of it is like in question, but also that it might be protected by fair use, which that's what that's called. Like, if you're reporting on, if CNN plays a clip of fucking what was on The View yesterday, there's not a copyright issue because it's fair use. They're commenting on it in a news type fashion.
Right.
So that's what that is. But they also say that it's public domain because he's, as Adam said, he's put his life on a reality show. He's made his life public to everybody. So this should be in the public domain because this is his life. And then
therefore it ties in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like, this is newsworthy because you're a public figure. You've made yourself a public figure. You put yourself out there as a public figure. So therefore, this is, this is legal. And so the whole thing gets weird. So he's suing him, right? He decides to sue him, and he's suing him for like however much. It's like a lot of fucking money. I forget how much, but it was a lot of money. And the legal wrangling is really weird. And Gawker is like, what's going on here? Because his lawyers are just like, the word they used was over-lawyering. And they felt that it was like Hogan's lawyers were just doing more than they needed to do just to have more billable hours. But then like their lawyers had to do more. So they're like, they're not even doing anything important. It seems like they're trying to make us pay our lawyers more. Like they're trying to bleed us for money.
Bankrupt them, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't realize this yet. And then when it hits him when he drops. So he has like, whenever there's a lawsuit, it's for this, right? So part of it was emotional distress. He's suing him for emotional distress. He drops that part of the lawsuit. And they're like, why would he drop that part? That's a big amount of money. Like he's dropping that. He's willing to take less money. Why? What the fuck? And they figure out that's when they figure out he's trying to bankrupt him because their insurance covers bodily harm. I'm not even drunk. Bodily harm. Emotional distress falls under bodily harm. So whatever they would have to pay him. So basically what he's doing is he's removing their insurance from the equation by dropping this part of the lawsuit. So if he wins, Gawker is not insured, because every company has insurance for shit.
Right.
So that's when they're like, he's trying to fucking bankrupt us. Like, he wants us to pay this. He's making our lawyers work more than they need to charge us more up front. And he's trying to make sure that if there is a judgment in his favor, the company has to pay it themselves. And that's it. And they're like, he's kind of hurting for money. He had just lost his ass in his divorce. So, like, wow, this is really fucking ballsy.
Yep.
So while this is all going on, it gets even fucking crazier because it's Hogan, like it's not a Hogan story if it doesn't get crazier and crazier.
Yeah, it's continuing to snowball.
Yeah, the snowball's getting bigger.
Yep.
So Hogan's lawyer gets contacted by a lawyer who claims he has the whole tape. So there's more than just the one fuck scene, right? It's not just that. There's other. He didn't only bang Heather's wife once. So there's more.
Also, like what Gawker says that they have published is only 9 seconds of the tape, at least on their platform, even though the full tape is now made available on X other platforms, but on Gawker's end, 9 seconds.
Right. I thought you were going to go on longer. That's why I played the music.
Damn it. Well, it's a short episode.
All right, I'm trying to give you an opening to keep going, but okay.
I'll see if I could get an opportunity for you next time.
We'll try it again later. I like to get it in there at least once because every week I get comments about people who love it.
I'm surprised you haven't commented on Hogan's lawyer's name yet.
Oh, what was Hogan's lawyer's name? Was it like fucking, I don't know, Dick Assman? Dick Trickle? Was it Dick Trickle?
Charles Harder.
Charles Harder.
Perfect.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
No, dude, his lawyer's name was Charles Harder.
So 0 of his friends call him Charles.
Right.
Right? Like, there's no way you don't call that guy Dick.
Right, exactly.
That's the greatest name of all time. I thought Dick Trickle was good.
You think?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck Harder.
Holy shit, that is just fucking, that's magnificent.
Yeah. How fitting. A Florida man.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
We're naming all the members of the Florida Horsemen.
Dude, that's like me making up a fucking name for a D&D character.
Yeah, right?
You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit I would come up with. Charles Harder.
Yeah, a lawyer for a sex case. His name is fucking Chuck Harder. This is like a porn star. Chuck Harder.
So anyway, Jesus Christ, that just really threw me off. So he gets a call from another lawyer. He says he has a client who has the entire Hogan sex tape, and he wants to offer it to Hogan first. And they're like, "Fuck." Hogan's like, "Yeah, there is more, brother. It wasn't a one-time thing."
Yeah, we went Broadway.
Yeah, we did a whole program. So the dude was a sex tape broker, and he was the dude who brokered the sale of the Mini-Me sex tape.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, which is like someone created a job for themselves called sex tape broker.
Nice.
And that's who this guy was. So they call the FBI and they set up a whole damn sting, and they're going to meet the dude in a hotel room and they're going to watch the tape, brother, and and then theoretically, the story is okay. We're going to watch it and then we're going to buy it, and Hogan sees the whole tape and he finds out about all the racist shit that he said. That's when he didn't realize any of that was on tape until then.
Oh, okay.
And on the documentary, they were playing tape of him because the FBI is recording it. And he's like, "Man, it's just, he was there when my dad died and this and that. And I'm so betrayed, brother." Which, of course, you got to feel a little bad for Hogan. Bubba did fuck him over. Hogan's a douchebag, but he did get fucked over.
Oh, big time, dude. Yeah, that's not a friend.
Yeah, exactly. So the FBI does a run-in and they arrest the fucking guy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they arrest the dude. So this is like while everything's going on, and then somehow a transcript of it made its way to the Inquirer. The Inquirer were the ones that called WWE about it because they're like, you're gonna go to press with a story. You call up whoever to let them know and to ask if they want to weigh in on it.
Yeah.
So that's how WWE found out about it, and it kind of all broke at the same time. The transcript came out right then, and the tape came out pretty quickly, I believe. I think the tape was out within a couple days, right? Like when the story broke, it was just the text, but then the tape came out kind of right after that, if I remember right.
Yeah, and that was around 2014, right? 2014, 2015, when all that shit came out?
No, that would have been 2015,
Yeah.
Because you know what? You know why I remember that? Because I had that fucking Hogan shirt that was like that banner they hung up at the Garden for him that one night.
Oh, yeah.
And they finally put out a cool black Hogan shirt because I wasn't walking around in a yellow or red shirt. And I bought that, and I was like, I probably would have worn it to WrestleMania that year, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not wearing this shirt
Not
anymore.
wearing that. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right out.
Yeah, I would have worn it to Santa Clara. Imagine that was when I met Booker T at the on sale party. Imagine I wore it to the to meet Booker T.
Oh, dude.
Booker T get up and punch me with that fucking Hall of Fame ring.
He's like, nobody says that but me in a promo.
Sucker!
Sucker!
Yeah. So basically the whole trial comes down to is that, like I said, is this newsworthy? And Gawker's argument was, like I said, you've always put yourself out there as a public figure. And Hogan was like, no, I didn't. I was a character. And they were like, well, you had a reality show. He goes, yeah. It was called Hogan Knows Best, not Terry Bollea Knows Best. And that was kind of what the whole fucking court case ended up hinging on. And they actually brought up where he'd been on Howard's show and talking about how he has a 10-inch dick, which I remember hearing. And then so that the 10-inch dick thing came up in the court. So I'm going to play, this is like the funniest tape. This has got to be the funniest shit anyone's ever said in a courtroom. So I'm going to play this for you guys. This is so good. I'll probably bail out of it a little early because it's kind of long, but this is so great.
Okay. Did you hear the discussion about the length of your penis? Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
I heard a lot of it. I don't know if I heard the whole thing because I couldn't understand everything, but I did hear numbers talked. I heard 2/3, and I compared it to hands and feet and figure it out. I heard that part.
Let me ask you this, just let's see if we can simplify this. Do you have any doubt as you sit in that witness stand today that you were discussing the length of your penis on Bubba's radio program?
It was on Bubba.
Well, it's not mine because mine isn't that size, but we were discussing the length of Hulk Hogan's.
Seriously? So you
No,
weren't
seriously,
discussing-
I do not have a 10-inch penis. No, I do not. Seriously.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
What you're telling us is you were
Like the
discussing
lawyer's like,
Believe that.
seriously?
Hogan's penis, right?
Excuse me?
You were discussing Hulk Hogan's penis.
Yeah, because Terry Bollea's penis is not 10 inches like you're trying to say.
All right. Now, I take it.
Only a fucking wrestler, dude.
I don't have a 10-inch cock, brother.
That was kayfabe, brother.
Talk
I'm
about
totally
my
isolated.
Python.
Yeah.
I'm totally isolating that clip.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I don't have a 10-inch penis. You had to sit in court. A court recorder had to type that. Oh man, I should play it again. I won't, but
Oh, dude, that is great. I've never heard that
Yeah,
before.
so,
That's
I mean, that was
outstanding.
oh, you've never heard that?
I've never heard that.
Oh, have you not watched the documentary?
I haven't.
I mean, I guess you probably shouldn't bother now. You know, we did research on this, and you should just,
yeah.
Anybody who's thought about watching the documentary, just listen to this episode. We're really summarizing it, and honestly, the last hour of it is after. Whoa, did say something? Somebody say something.
Me?
I might have turned my headphones off.
Testing.
Okay, I got the
Hulk
fucking
Hogan's
AirPods
penis,
Pro,
brother.
dude, and they've got like the volume button, but I don't know what it does if you click it, and I accidentally clicked it, and I'm just not used to these headphones yet.
Gotcha.
So I was like, shit, did I turn them off? I don't know if I turned them off. You can't turn the fucking things off, which I don't like.
The knob was turned
They
by
sound
Hulk
great, though,
Hogan's
and they're
penis.
Yeah. So basically, long story short, Hogan ended up fucking dropping the leg on Gawker.
Yeah.
He ended up winning the trial, and
Literally,
it was really
yep.
just. It was
For
really just a crazy. It was
115
just like,
million big ones.
Yeah, he fucking hulked up, gave him the 3 punches to the face, the fucking shot him into the ropes, the big boot and the big leg.
Ripped every muscle in his back after slamming him, dropped the leg, and that was that.
And they died a few days later.
And then they were dead, yeah.
Maybe that's what he was thinking of when he said he killed Andre with a body slam. He killed Gawker.
He killed Gawker, yeah. He made them a Hulkster in heaven.
Yeah, so he ended up putting Gawker out of business with a $115 million judgment, and a big part of it was that their insurance couldn't cover any of it. They were just totally out of the picture. So it's like I said, he took less money, but he got them put out of business. And then it turns out there was a lot of maneuvering behind the scenes, which is like really the crazy part of it, where he didn't have the money for those fucking lawyers because, like I said, he lost all his money when he got divorced.
Yeah.
He couldn't pay for all those lawyers to work all those weird fucking hours and shit. And why would he be willing to take less money, when he probably would have won that part of the lawsuit anyway? It turned out Peter Thiel, the dude who started PayPal, was bankrolling this whole fucking thing.
Yep.
Peter Thiel had a vendetta against Gawker because they outed him. He's gay, and they outed him. They wrote an article that was called, like, Peter Thiel is really gay or something. So, Peter Thiel's super gay. I forget what the headline was.
Which, who gives a fuck? Like, that just kind of speaks to the character of Gawker in general. Like, fuck them, Yeah,
I mean, I totally get why. I mean, that's not newsworthy. Peter Thiel never really made himself a lot of people don't know who the fuck he is. He's not really a public figure. He's not even like a Tim Cook level. So that was none of Gawker's business. They had no business reporting on that.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, that's up to him if he wants to fucking out himself or not, and they took it upon themselves to do it. So I'd be fucking pissed too if I were Peter Thiel.
For sure.
In general, I have issues with that guy. I'm not a fan of his, but I got his back on that.
For sure.
Kind of a dick move to go out of your way to put a whole company out of business.
But when you
know
can,
what I mean? Like,
look at what they did to him. That's not okay, dude. You know what? If I had fucking 10 mil laying around, I would have done the same shit.
Yeah, you would put people who had nothing to do with it out of work?
No,
because it was the editor. It was the editor, and it was the guy who wrote the article. It was the guy that got the scoop and the editor of the website, right? But there's probably 100 other people that work for that website who didn't have jobs anymore.
But when Gawker broke up, didn't those people that worked for them go to other outlets that Gawker still had, like, connections to?
I don't think so. No, I think Gawker as an entity was done.
I think they had to liquidate. They filed for according to this, they filed for Chapter 11.
Well, yeah, I'm petty. Fuck them.
Yeah, a lot of his assets sold to Univision.
Yep. No, fuck it. I'm petty as fuck, dude. If I had 10 million laying around and that shit came up and I was able to help somebody put them out of business, fuck them. Yep. 100%. Fuck them.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah. It's just like, what did Peter Thiel have to do with any of this? And initially in his relation with Gawker, what was Denton's vendetta against Peter Thiel? That's one of the big questions. Like, why out the guy? I come to find out after the case, I think in a CBS morning show interview afterwards. This is when you should be playing the fucking music. So,
cue my music.
Nick Denton says that he himself is gay in one of these morning shows. I don't think anything of that. Sure, he could be gay, so, like, why is he thinking that it's newsworthy to out Peter Thiel? Is it just Gawker's just trying to get gossip and shit?
Thirsty for headlines.
Yeah.
It's like I said, they weren't Wikipedia. They weren't a charity website. They were there to make money.
Yeah, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and people love that
Peter
shit.
Thiel's gay. People are going to click on that.
It's the whole do as I say, not as I do situation with Nick Denton, and he's feeling no remorse over this, even though he's lost the case. He's saying he's going to not countersue. He's going to appeal the decision,
which they did.
Which they did, but it's, again, this is not newsworthy.
Right.
Like, the fact that you have a particular orientation lifestyle is not itself newsworthy unless that orientation and lifestyle was directly affecting a company or someone, which it was not. So I don't know what the fuck his intention was.
Yeah, it wasn't a Kevin
even
Spacey situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Yeah, so that's that. That's why Peter Thiel did that. So it was like nobody knew. It was all hush hush, and he's back there, and yeah, he got a hold of Hogan's lawyer and was like, dude, let's take him fucking down, and I'm gonna help you.
Yep.
You know, like I fucking hate them. I got the money to do it. You've got the case to do it. Let's fuck them right up. And that's what they did. They fucking jobbed him right the fuck out.
Yeah, he was like the higher power in that Undertaker storyline.
And then he told Hogan, and you know what? For my assistance, you could pay me in 4 easy payments over 6 weeks. I'm just kidding. This was years before that payment program.
The last bit of it was that then it turned into a thing where like media was nervous, especially like independent media, because it was like, okay, is this what's going to happen going forward? Now there's a court case.
What's the
so now there's
precedent
like
now?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, there's precedent, there's case law, and there's a billionaire took down a media company because he didn't like a story they wrote about him. You know, whether it was right of him to do that or not, it happened, and what's going to happen when we write other stories about billionaires that they don't like.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And you know how that is a lot of times. They can just hold shit up and just fucking lawyer you to death without even going to court, that kind of shit. So a lot of independent media companies were really nervous, and it sort of blew over like nothing else really happened. I guess nobody pissed off the wrong billionaire.
Yeah, essentially that was it. Yeah, they scared him off,
and definitely didn't do it with a case they could win,
right?
Or didn't piss them off with a case they could lose. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really crazy. It's like it's one of those weird things. It's almost like a Larry Flint situation where this big First Amendment case comes out of a guy just trying to show fucking tits. You know?
Yep.
Or Hugh Hefner. It's fucking this whole First Amendment case comes out of Hogan banging a fucking radio DJ's wife.
Yeah.
You know? And saying racist shit and not wanting it to get out.
Exactly.
Behind closed doors. It's weird, but it's not newsworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was what happened there, and then Hogan. Yeah,
I mean,
Hogan
unless he was doing it
unless
they did it in a public park, which they didn't. That's not newsworthy.
Right. And I guess in the end, Hogan got $115 million in compensatory damages that included $60 million in emotional distress. Got an additional $25 million.
Oh, did they put? So they put the emotional distress back in. I wonder how that worked.
Correct.
The insurance bit of it.
It seems like maybe the jury maybe ruled on that. Like, we're just going to give it to him.
And I know the jury wanted to award him more money, and the judge said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 115 plus the additional 60 for emotional distress, and then an additional 25 million in punitive damages. But at the end of the day, they ended up settling with Hogan for $31 million.
Damn.
That's
not bad.
How much is on the table though? That's 115 plus that's 175, 200 million, and he settled for 31.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, that's normally what happens, you know.
Yeah.
Usually, like even in a trial like that, it ends up they'll go back and relitigate it, and
we're
gonna appeal it,
and the appeals failed.
You know what I mean?
But they just ended up set. Like Hogan was probably like, okay, if I can get 31 million instead of just never getting anything, I'll just fucking take it. Because like you said, he was hurting from the divorce anyway. So hey, there's 30 million in front of me. I'm just gonna snake it. Let's go.
Yeah. And you know what? I was wrong. Bubba apologized for taping it. He did not apologize for releasing it, so he never took responsibility for it being released.
Wow.
So it's he also didn't blame anyone. You know, he didn't say it was someone. I suspect it was this person. He was just like, I don't know. You know,
never trust a Florida horseman.
Yeah, he should have figured out who. You know, it should have been like he'll make it his life's mission to find out who did it. Like OJ was going to find the real killer. And then he should have written a book. About if he had released the sex tape.
If I had done it, yeah.
if I had released it,
and if you had seen it,
yeah. Did you watch it? Did you watch the sex tape?
No, I've seen that like 9-second bit where they're like chatting, and then that's all I've seen. I have not seen the dick going in part.
You don't actually see dick going in because it's a hidden camera. You know what I mean? But you see his ass. I mean, you know what I mean? That's kind of all you see. I don't think you really see much of her. Should I can get audio of it.
Let's not do that. Yeah. We don't need Thiel and Hogan coming after us.
Yeah. Let's look at Hogan's ass, brother.
Also, just, with this precedent, according to Peter Thiel and his claims of Nick Denton, if you film sex with consent or permission, you are quote-unquote a pornographer, but if you film without it, you are considered a journalist. And I think that was the big vendetta on this case that they addressed.
It's an interesting way to put it. Hey, I just typed in Hogan sex tape because I was going to play audio of it. Dude, the first thing that comes up is IMDb. There's an IMDb listing. It says Hulk Hogan sex tape.
Oh, geez.
Short, 2012.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's great. Like
directed by Bubba the Love Sponge.
I'll be in the other room if you need anything.
Some wise guy went and put this on. Big dude, featured review. Big Hulky balls. My boy Hulky hubby absolutely smashes that married puss, no remorse. Was able to bang out to that bitchin' ringtone while I wiped my kid off my hands on the prelude.
What the fuck?
Wipe my kids off my hands. Yeah.
Okay.
He jerked off and wiped his hands off on his prelude.
Jesus.
Okay.
That's a featured review. Like it's 10 of 10. 10 stars out of 10.
10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Okay. Is this newsworthy?
That's great.
Is this covered under First Amendment?
This is almost as good as when I added to your IMDb page.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, go to IMDb and type in Scott Toon.
Yeah, do that.
You'll immediately be able to tell what parts of it I added.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, Hogan ends up, he was gone from WWE for like 5 years or something, 4 years, whatever it was. He eventually let him back, like Vince never fires anyone.
Because this was around 2015, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure when Vince fired him, he was like, "You're gonna be back, give it, just
let it blow over."
Off, yeah. And he came back and he apologized to the locker room, and it was like, I think it was Big E. It was someone from New Day was like, yeah, whatever, fuck him and his apology. He came in and said that he would have never said that shit if he knew he was being recorded.
Yeah.
Which is like the shittiest apology. Man, if I knew people would have heard that, I would have never said that.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like, way to dig your hole fucking deeper, dude.
I know, like, what a dumb thing. Like, it's like, can you fucking hear yourself?
He
like,
just cannot fall on his sword, dude. He refuses. He's just like so fucking blockheaded.
He's still Hogan.
All he had to say was,
yeah.
He just had to say, I never should have said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Instead, he said, I never would have said that if I knew you'd hear it.
Yeah, right. I never say that out loud, brother.
Yeah, not unless I got money on a game, brother.
Right. Oh, jeez. Yeah, fuck him, dude. What a piece of shit.
He's a douchebag, dude.
He is.
This is why Shannon won't let you have any of his fucking figures.
I know, and see, that's kind of hard, too, like, as a fan of the character, right? The one with the 10-inch penis. As a fan of him. It's hard to separate the real person from the character. And as a kid growing up, I loved the character. It was such a huge part of my childhood. But man, the person playing him, fucking asshole, small dick motherfucker.
Well, we don't know that his dick is small. We just know
it's not 10 inches.
We just know it's not 10
inches. It's not
10 inches.
Yeah, if you think 9 inches is small, fuck. We didn't have a talk. I mean, I thought I had average dick energy, and fuck. 9 inches is way off.
By the way, his attire, black dress shirt, black suit and pants, and black bandana, brother.
Nice.
You will never see him without the bandana.
Nope, gotta hide that bald
spot. He wore
spot.
it in the court. He wore it in the steroid trial. He wore it in this. He's going to fucking wear it in Vince's next trial.
Yep.
If they call him in on that. I never watch a girl pee, brother.
That's Brock's business.
Yeah. I'm more to that. I'm more of a 2 girls, 1 cup.
Anybody got a wife that needs banging?
Yeah, I broke that dinosaur's jaw, brother.
The next Hogan episode we should do is him coming and fucking dealing with the cops when Nick got arrested.
Oh, dude, fuck.
Does that fall within our 5-year thing? Do we have to wait 5 years?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think
All
so.
right.
No.
Then, yeah, maybe.
I mean, whether or not we bring that up, what's the First Amendment ruling on us talking about it and all this shit?
Well, the cops released it, dude. It was body cam shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What a
it was
schmuck.
definitely newsworthy. Hogan comes to rescue his fucking son. Or he came to rescue the truck. His son was already gone.
It's going to be hard for us to do a tribute episode to him when he passes. I mean, we've essentially buried him in a couple
episodes ago with Carissa.
You know, he's one of those guys, he'll probably be around a while, right? Because he's about 70. I think he's right around my mom's age. He might be like 71, something like that. So, I mean, he could easily live another 15 years. You know, something like this.
Sure.
Who knows? You know, he could get hit by a bus tonight, or he could have died in the fucking hurricane yesterday. We don't know yet.
True. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's checked on him. But
no, he punched
if he dies in 15, we're not going to be doing this podcast in 15 years. But if he dies in 15 years, we're doing an emergency podcast immediately, dude. I'm going to dust off the mic.
Coming out of retirement,
Yeah, like 3 people are still going to follow me on Twitter. And they're going to hear it. Oh, no. The Hogan tribute episode will be the greatest. And the Sheik one right now is by far our greatest tribute episode. But the Hogan tribute one will be like, there's just so much to get into.
And it's going to be like hard to separate, though. Again, the person from the character. That's where you need to... Like you mentioned action figures, like that's kind of where I'm torn, right? Like I love the character.
Right.
There's so many good ones coming out, but I'm like, the dude's a fucking asshole, man. Like he doesn't align with any of my values at all. And I'm like, God damn it, but I love the character. I hate it so much.
Yeah, he's Hogan's hard work, isn't he?
He's a Florida man.
He's a Florida man. And with that, Adam, I think we should wrap it up.
On that note, that takes care of our episode. What did
Speaking of Florida, I got the hurricane on my picture-in-picture.
Oh, isn't it done?
Yeah.
It died off, right?
Yeah, it's gone, but everything's fucked up. Yeah, they're showing a truck, like a big fucking tanker on its side.
Damn.
In Fort Pierce.
Shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That takes
care
to
all of our listeners in Florida, we'd like to say, move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Hopefully you're safe and all positive vibes sent your way.
For sure. But
That
get out
takes
of Florida.
care of our coverage.
Look at us bringing the mood down.
Hulk Hogan versus Gawker. What'd you think of our coverage when you were following this trial? What did you think, or what are your thoughts about it? Any details that we missed? Just go ahead and share it on our social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and the variants handle is wrestling_drunk. Tell your family, friends, heels and faces, plaintiffs and defendants to like, share, and subscribe and leave us reviews so that algorithm things can go our way and hopefully we could gain $115 million. With Scott and Eddie, I'm Adam, reminding all of you to enjoy your buzz, watch wrestling responsibly, drink like nobody's watching. We will see you all next time for another great episode. 1, 2, 3. This episode is adjourned.
24-inch pythons, 10-inch trouser snake.
I don't even know what I was going to say.